Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the committee, for listening today and allowing me to speak about Senate Bill 2895, the Healing Through History Act. Senate Bill 2895 is something that's very simple, but very important. Making sure children and families have access to the truth about a child's history before an adoption is finalized. This legislation came to me after hearing from my constituent who adopted 3 children from Illinois' foster care system. She was able to access information about the biological parents, but she could not obtain any records detailing where her children had lived in foster care, what they had experienced, or any of the trauma that they had endured. She shared how difficult it was to help her children heal without understanding their full story. Adoptive parents are opening their homes and their hearts. They understand that children who come from foster care may have experienced trauma. They are ready and willing to provide love and stability, but they cannot fully support a child's healing if they do not have access to the child's complete case history. I want to thank the Chicago Bar Association, the Public Guardians, DCFS, and the many experts who work closely with my office to thoughtfully craft this legislation. Their collaboration has been invaluable. I also want to thank Melissa for her tireless advocacy on this issue and for traveling to Springfield today to testify. Her lived experience has helped shape this legislation in a very meaningful way. Members, this bill is about transparency, healing, and giving children and families the information they need so they can move forward together.
Thank you so much, Senator Hills. My name is Melissa Kamkunavan. I'm an adoptive mother and the constituent advocate who worked with Senator Hills to bring this bill forward. I'm here because my children deserve to know who they were before they became mine, not because I would have chosen differently had I had more information. As a parent, As a parent, one of the most basic things I'm supposed to give my child is their story, their first years, their memories, their milestones, but I can't tell them their first word. I can't tell them when they took their first steps. I can't tell them what toys they loved, what made them laugh, who tucked them in at night, or whether anyone celebrated their birthday. I don't know who they lived with, I don't know what they experienced, and I don't know what happened to them. My children have no memories of those early years, and the system that witnessed those years holds the only record to their lives, yet families and former foster youth are denied access to it. This is not about curiosity, it is not about digging for faults. It's about a child's right to their own history. Thank you. Research consistently shows that children who understand their story, even the painful parts, demonstrate stronger identity formation, greater emotional resilience, and lower rates of anxiety and depression. Studies on narrative identity and trauma have found that having access to truthful personal history is directly linked to improved mental health outcomes. Former foster youth are significantly more likely to experience depression, PTSD, and identity instability. When we withhold their own records from them, we are compounding that harm. Children from foster care already lose their first family, their first home, and often their name. They should not also lose their story. This bill simply says that the records already created about a child's life should be accessible to the people raising them and to the youth themselves when they become adults. It does not change who families adopt. It does not expose children to harm. It does not remove confidentiality protection for others. It allows a child to know the truth of their own life. because you cannot heal what you are not allowed to know. You cannot make sense of your life if the first chapters are locked away. Most of us in this room could go home tonight and ask our parents or other family members about our first words, our first home, our baby pictures, and our stories. Children who come through the foster care system cannot. I'm asking for your support so that no child has to grow up wondering what happened to them simply because the state refuses to share the truth of their own life. This is about dignity. This is about healing. This is about giving children back the story that already belongs to them. This is a basic human right and something most people are able to take for granted. This bill does not create new information. It simply returns a child's own history back to them. I respectfully ask for your support, and thank you so much.